us tonight. We're excited to have you here with us. I am Rob Hale, the founder and chief operating officer of Travel and Relax. And tonight I am honored to be joined by our company CEO and moderator, Maurice Washington, my wife, Lisa, who serves as our director of celebrations, and our amazing behind the scenes staff of Max Ratkai and James Bamati, who help us in our ongoing efforts to always provide top-level customer service to all of our guests. Travel and Relax was founded 16 years ago in 2004 with the mission to unify the world one traveler at a time. While that mission still certainly remains today, traveling is much different now. Even in the last few months with the onset of COVID, travel has completely changed with a lot of moving parts to consider that did not exist before. Examples of that are mask requirements in airlines and hotels, temperature checks at different facilities, COVID-19 border restrictions and requirements, et cetera, et cetera. Because of this need, becomes more necessity of having a true travel professional who can assist you. As we considered over the last few months with COVID going on, how we might be able to help you escape the stresses of today's world, we felt that offering virtual tours around the world would provide a great escape from today's stresses, all from the comfort of your own environment. So we are pleased and excited to be starting tonight our first tour, and these will be bi-monthly moving forward. Today, we are very pleased to offer, as I mentioned, our first tour, which will be Jamaica, and we are excited and very honored to have our special guest, Dian Holland, with the Jamaica Tourist Office, who will be presenting on that destination. Before she begins, while we do want to hear from you, to prevent the distractions of background noise, all attendees will be muted. However, as our moderator has stated at the beginning, there will be a question and answer period at the end. And if you do have any questions, please enter them in the chat box, or alternatively, you can also raise your hand in the participants box, or if you are on Facebook, watching via Facebook Live, you can enter it on the Facebook comments, and our moderator will make sure that your questions get answered or get asked and answered. So again, we are excited to have Dian, and Dian, if you'd like to take it away, please.
Of course. Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you, Travel and Relax team. You are amazing. Yes, everyone just cannot wait to get away. And we're so excited to be the first in destinations. And of course, today I want to tell you a little about my Jamaica. And, you know, Jamaica is that destination that it's hard to really put, you can't describe it. It's more than, it's more than a destination. And as you said, it's more than a beach for sure. It appeals to so many of your senses. Jamaica is more than beach. It's more than music, it's more than flavor, nature, joy, people. It's also romance. Of course, I want to take you on a quick tour to my Jamaica, where I hope one day soon you'll get a chance to go or go back. So enjoy.
Sunshine smiling warm up inside your heart, feeling of your love. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat, dancing to the beat up inside your heart, heartbeat of the world. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat, Jamaican heartbeat. Can you feel it? Jamaican heartbeat, heartbeat of the world. The uncomplete, nothing like it anywhere. So eat and drink, we move and dance with you. No matter where you are, no matter where you're from, join in the party. You're welcome, you're welcome. Some greetings
Jamaica is such an exciting destination. But before I go on, I want to say we're so excited to announce that we have announced a date as to when our ports will be open, and that's June the 15th. And we cannot wait to welcome you. Of course, it's not the same as before. Things are going to be a bit different. There's going to be a little screening going through immigration, but don't worry, we have it all down. Remember, we never had a textbook on what to expect, but we have pulled out all the barriers and making sure that things will be good for you on island. We want you to come down and enjoy Jamaica, the true Jamaica that we have to offer. But to give you an idea of where we are located, sometimes it's hard to remember exactly where we are. We're located in the Caribbean. And the difference with the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, any other body of water, is that the Caribbean Sea is warm. So the water that totally surrounds us is only a couple degrees lower than the air temperature. And of course, Jamaica's average 85 year round. So we don't have definite seasons. We are warm year round. So the closest US point to Jamaica would be Florida. And the flight time from Florida to Jamaica is about 1 hour, 20 minutes. And of course, you can connect from other cities as well. And these are some of the carriers, the major carriers that can get you there. And of course, the rest is up to Travel and Relax. They will get you there. You don't have to worry about a thing. Now that you're here, of course, you see how quickly it takes to get to Jamaica. Now that you're here, we want you to know a bit about us. Jamaica is we have a unique culture. Our people is our richest asset. And not to go into the depth of history, but we were under slavery for years. And after slavery was abolished, we needed people to continue working the plantations. The word got out all over the world. They came, but they never left. So what Jamaica became was a melting pot of people. So you'll not only see it in our faces, you'll see it in our way of life, our culture, our food. So many aspects about Jamaica reflects all the different countries that have come and settled there. And this flag, the Jamaican flag, is what stands behind all of us, and we're so proud of it. The green, gold, and black. Each color of this flag, has a meaning. The green for the natural vegetation, the gold for the beautiful sunshine, but most importantly, the people that make Jamaica, majority Black. We're 90% African descent, and I did mention we're a blend of people from all over the world. So this lovely flag stands behind all of us, and we're so proud of it. And to give you a little trivia, the Jamaican flag is only one of 2 in the world that has no colors of the United States flag in it. So right there, we know we're special. Show you a little bit more about what our faces you'll likely see in Jamaica. We're a blend of cultures. So it's hard to pinpoint what a Jamaican truly looks like. We are just a melting pot of people from all over the world. A couple things about us. We're about 4,411 square miles, but what does that really mean? By the way, the bird flies east to west. It's about 145 miles long, and at its widest point, we're about 65 miles wide. Our capital city is Kingston, but our tourism capital is Montego Bay. We have a national language. Our basic language is English. The Queen's English. We were under the British rule until 1962, but a lot of that still lingers in the way we speak. And but we do have a dialect, and it's called Patois. It's not another language by any stretch of the imagination, though. Patois is broken English. So if you go to Jamaica and you say, oh my gosh, I can't understand what those people are talking about, don't try to translate. Listen closely, because that dialect is basically broken English. It's a little African, a couple African words mixed with English words spoken really fast. So don't try to translate. It's just broken English. And of course, while you're there, you'll have no choice but to learn a couple of words. We have quite a small population, just under 3 million people, with 750,000 people located in our capital city of Kingston. A little more about us. Of course, we wanted to know much more about us. Did you know that we own the fastest man and the fastest woman in the world? Of course we do. We were the first tropical country to participate in the Winter Olympics. I'll tell you guys, never tell a Jamaican that we can't, because we're going to prove you wrong. And of course, the Jamaican flag that I told you about, the green, gold, and black. Hardships there are, actually this is the meaning. Hardships there are, but the sun shineth and the land is green. And I told you before, it's only one of two that has no colors of the United States flag in it. The pineapples that made Hawaii famous, they were introduced from Jamaica. How special is that? And of course, we're the first country in the Western Hemisphere to construct a railway, even before the United States. We're the first country to launch in the Caribbean to launch a website. And that was JamaicaTravel.com. I almost said Visit Jamaica. That was the Jamaica Tourism Board website, but it's now VisitJamaica.com. We were the first country to produce rum on a commercial basis. So go figure. That's why we have the best rum in the world. What can I say? And we're so proud of this. We are third among countries of the world that have won Miss World titles. Only India, Venezuela, and UK have won more Miss World titles. And that picture at the top right is our current reigning Miss World, and we're so proud of her. Of course, we still have more to tell you about Jamaica. I know you all are familiar with reggae music. It doesn't matter where you hear it, it belongs to Jamaica. And did you know that Ian Fleming wrote all his 14 James Bond novels in Jamaica? He retired there, so what else to do but to write some beautiful novels? And how did he get this 007 title? You know, he had this book about the birds of the West Indies, written by James Bond. And of course, that's how he got the name James Bond. We're the first country to impose economic sanction on the apartheid regime of South Africa. Yes, little Jamaica. And of course, you see that lady at the top right? She is the world's first female master blender. We own the first female master blender. So most of the rums in Jamaica, well, the ones from the Appleton Rum Estate, they have to go through her. She is a taster for all those rums. And did you know that she is now only one of 3 female master blenders in the world? How special is that? Well, this is what Jamaica basically looks like. We have something to appeal to each of your senses. Those divisions in the island are actually called parishes. Just like how the United States is divided into states, Jamaica is divided into parishes. And what we've done with the island, because we welcome people to come and explore the entire island, enjoy us, know about us. So to make it easier for you to know one area from the other, we have divided it into areas. So Kingston, the capital city, Port Antonio, OCHO, RIOS, Montego Bay, NEGRIL, South Coast. And those 2 icons of the airplanes indicate our 2 international airports. So you're likely to land at one or the other. And to tell you about a little bit about each area, Kingston, we call the true heartbeat of Jamaica. It's our capital city, of course. This is where our seat of government is located. Most of our art museums, galleries, headquarters for businesses are located here. So you're going to find a lot of hustle and bustle. Our culture is centered in Kingston. A lot still to do there. Bob Marley Museum, there's a beautiful museum there. You can actually, it's his former home. So you get to learn about his life just before he died. And of course, Port Royal. Did you know that Port Royal was once considered the richest and the wickedest city in the world? It was actually home to the pirates. So back in the day, of course, Jamaica was headquarters for the pirates. And Kingston theaters, you would go to Kingston for the true theatrical experience. So a lot of our culture is located in Kingston. And, we have a cruise port in Kingston as well. We just opened that earlier this year. So, we have 2 other cruise ports. Well, actually 3, Montego Bay, one in Falmouth and one in OCHO, and now this is a 4th in Kingston. Port Antonio, just around the bend, we call naturally, because this is where I didn't mention, but the spine of Jamaica is a series of mountain ranges. And Port Antonio is backdrop to the highest mountain range in Jamaica, the Blue Mountain Range. So this is where you get most of your rainfall. So if you can imagine, it's so lush, it's beautiful. Not many hotels are located there right now, but a lot of villas, small boutique hotels. But if you ever get a chance, go visit. It's so breathtaking. Lots to do there as well. Rafting on the Rio Grande, which is a river. Rafting is not rapids, it's calm water rafting. So you go down the river on a bamboo raft, built for 2, and you're pulled along by a raftsman who knows everything about the flora and fauna. So he tells you everything about the tree, the medicinal value of the plants, the trees as you go along. And of course, he always has a personal story to tell you as well. Bird watching. There are so much, the waterfalls in that area and in and around Jamaica, so much to do in Port Antonio. And just about a 2-minute drive heading west is OCHO. We call it the centerpiece of Jamaica. This is where the mountains seem to meet the sea, and it's where we have most of our attractions. So if you want something to do each day of your vacation, you may want to consider OCHO, because you're sure going to find something different to do every day in this area. Oh, so much to do. Mystic Mountain. Mystic Mountain is actually an attraction that requires you to take a ski lift. Yes, a tropical island with ski lift. Up the mountain, 15 minutes. And while you're up there, you can take a bobsled ride. Jamaica was the first tropical destination to have a team in the Winter Olympics. We participated with the bobsled. So we wanted everyone to have an idea that it's not for the faint of heart. So we recreated the bobsled ride. And while you're up there, you can zip line through the hillside, or, just enjoy bird watching you can do up there as well. Off-roading is available, spa treatment. Everywhere in Jamaica available. Dunn's River Falls is actually unique to Jamaica. It's a natural waterfall that cascades just like a wedding cake. So you actually start at sea level and you climb with a guide, or if you can go by yourself. And as far up as you may want to go, you can climb it actually. So it cascades 600 feet. So a beautiful, beautiful water park. And heading west farther is Montego Bay, the complete resort. This is where most of our tourists would arrive for your vacation. It's called a complete resort because, of course, you're close to the airport. You don't have to drive too far. If you're a golfer, 5 of the 12 golf courses on island are located here. And of course, something to suit every taste and budget. Trust me, Travel and Relax will make sure they put you in the hotel that's just perfect for you. But while you're in Montego Bay, you can go rafting. You can experience another river rafting. And of course, going back to the days of slavery, you can get to experience what it was like back those days. So you can visit one of our many plantation homes. This one is Rose Hall Great House. And of course, our craftsmen in Jamaica, you must purchase a piece of craft item to take back with you. So Montego Bay, the complete resort. Then an hour and a half traveling farther west than the westmost point of Jamaica is NEGRIL, the capital of casual. And I said that slowly because most of the people that go to NEGRIL want to get away. They want to relax, they want to keep their feet up, they don't want to worry about a thing, they don't care about showering every day, who cares? NEGRIL is basically 7 miles of continuous beach and then another 4 miles of cliff area. And to tell you how casual NEGRIL is, no building is allowed above the tallest tree there, NEGRIL. But of course you have lots to do in NEGRIL, not just lay in the sun, but sunsets. Sunsets, your most remarkable, beautiful, breathtaking sunsets you're going to experience being in NEGRIL. And those horses, if you want to do horseback riding in the warm water, yes, you can. Or if you're brave enough, not dive. I wouldn't recommend that you dive, though the water may be deep enough, but you can jump from the cliff into the water. And there's no difference. Well, the only difference with the water on the cliff area and the beach area is that you don't have the sand on the cliff area. The water is just as spectacular. And there are many other things to do close by NEGRIL as well. The South Coast, I call the other side of Jamaica off the beaten path, and truly the other side, the south side of Jamaica. Not very popular, not many hotels. It's basically known for its community tourism. The South Coast is a breadbasket for Jamaica, of course, because this is where we find most of our farmlands on the South Coast. But while you're there, many things to do as well. You can go visit RIOS Falls, which is a beautiful, breathtaking and refreshing waterfall. And they now have a zip lining experience across that. Appleton Rum Estate, I mentioned. If you ever have the opportunity, go and visit a rum estate and see the process of making rum. You'll never pass a bottle of rum nor liqueur and look at it.
Hold on, and we have a little bit of a technical.
Pelican bar is not just the ordinary bar. It is located actually a 20-minute boat ride out to jump to their deck.
Hold on, and we have a little bit of a technical.
Pelican bar is out there to go out and
What's that to the left? That's called Pelican Bar. It's not just the ordinary bar. Many people located in
anyhow. There is no denying that Jamaica is beautiful, but it's the vibe of the people that will capture your heart. Seek out cultural experience and popular activities while you're on island to immerse yourself in the true island lifestyle. Of course, while you're there, you must experience our food. I mentioned the many different cultures that came and settled. Of course, they brought with them their food as well. And what we've done, we've just done a combination of everything. There's jerk chicken, there's curry. The curry actually that we do in Jamaica was introduced through our East Indian background. And of course, the jerk chicken that you might hear of, back in the days of slavery, way back then, we needed ways to preserve our meats. So we use all the spices. Jamaica has so many spices, and just season our meat. And then before we cook it, we season it maybe overnight or a couple of days. Then jerking is actually the movement of the meat on the grill. That's how it got its name, jerking. So it's not really the person that cooks it. That's called a jerk. There are so many things different food to explore in Jamaica. And I don't know if you know, Jamaica does have a Chinese population. So every Jamaican cook with soy sauce. And, because we were under the British rule for so long, every warm beverage we call tea. So if you go to Jamaica and you want a cup of tea, and they ask you, what kind of tea would you like? Don't just say a chamomile, Earl Grey. That's not what we're asking. It's just simply, do you want tea, coffee tea, chocolate tea? Every warm beverage is called tea. So just tell us what kind of tea you want. But while you're in Jamaica, please, not even a hamburger is going to be the same old hamburger. It's going to be much, much more delicious. And some more of our foods. Oh my gosh, did I tell you that Jamaica has the second most expensive coffee in the world? The Blue Mountain coffee. So there you go. We own the second most expensive coffee in the world, Red Stripe. I'm not a beer drinker, but everyone that drinks beer loves our Red Stripe beer, and it's available in the United States. So go visit your supermarket and find Red Stripe beer. And of course, our liqueurs. You can get Appleton rums on the store. And ice cream, oh gee, you've never tasted a good tasting ice cream until you've experienced the Jamaican ice cream. Trust me. Easter bun, we have so many traditions in Jamaica, and I won't go through them, but this is during Easter. You must experience this thing. Good Friday is actually a holiday in Jamaica, and no one is allowed to eat light a stove before midday. So this is one of the things that we eat before we can light the stove at midday. So, and there's so many other things. Ting is just one of our beverages. Oh my gosh, it's so much about Jamaica. And that's just really, really a tip of what Jamaica has to offer. And I want to give you another minute or so of this video to let you truly feel the heartbeat of our little island.
Love you by any means, baby. I'm here for you. Are you ready to live your dreams, baby? The love you have for me, baby. Know you're a queen, baby. Absolute. She knows just what a king needs. That's why she get what she receives, baby. Love you by any means, baby. I'm here for you. Are you ready to live your dreams, baby? The love you have for me, baby. Know you're a queen, baby. Absolutely. She knows just what a king needs. That's why she get what she receives, baby. Candlelit in this fireplace night, stress free. Every beautiful melody of hers is the best to me.
Let's go. Thank you all so much. I don't know why the volume went down towards the end. I hope that you could have heard that. But thank you so much, Rob, and the Travel and Relax group, your team. You know, you've been amazing. Thank you all so much. And I know you're going to do a good job getting all these folks down to Jamaica to experience it for themselves. Thanks again.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for taking your time. And, you know, the photos were so amazing that we probably didn't even need the music. So it worked out just fine. We have one question from Lisa Hell, and this to further her knowledge is, when is the best time of the year to go to Jamaica?
You know, that's a great question. Jamaica, because we're warm year round, we're a year round destination. Gone are the days when you used to have winter season, summer season. Those were all basically dependent on when most of North America was having their winter season. But we've found that that has changed over the years. So Jamaica, anytime that you are ready, we are ready for you. Jamaica depends on tourism. It's our bloodline. So we welcome everyone to come whenever they can, and we hope soon.
Great. I have another question here. What is the most exotic animals that somebody would find if they went to Jamaica?
You know, we don't have much wildlife in Jamaica. I'd say it's our birds, actually. Our national bird, the hummingbird, is actually, it's only found in Jamaica. We have some beautiful birds. So I say that that's it with wildlife, our birds, just beautiful. Each one is more spectacular than the other.
All right. Well, I have another question here from Rob Hale. His question is for our guests: is Jamaica size such that you can see the whole island on one trip, or do you suggest multiple visits?
You know, it's really going to be hard to see Jamaica in one trip. Typically, someone would travel for a week. It takes time. We have to remember that when you get to Jamaica, you want to relax a bit. If you're going to be traveling every day, even that is, it cannot be seen in one trip. There's so many aspects and so many different areas of Jamaica, mountains. And for the most part, our roads are winding and narrow. Though we have opened up the ones along the coastline between resort areas, the interior of the island, you do go through winding roads. And if you're going up to where I'm from in Jamaica, it's only about 60-something miles from Montego Bay, but it takes almost 2 hours because, you know, you go through winding roads. So no, you can't do it in one trip unless you're going to stay with us for about 6 months. Then you can do it.
Fair enough. So plan 6 months if you're going to do it.
Even more reason for Rob and your team to book more trips so they can go back and see a different aspect of Jamaica.
That's exactly right.
They can focus on just Kingston, then they can focus on the South Coast, then they might want to do just Montego Bay, or they'll want to go back multiple times.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Do you suggest that married couples go? Do you think that's, where do you think would be the best suitor for a Jamaica visit?
Jamaica is the romance capital of the Caribbean. You can't be in that beautiful place and not think of romance. Weddings. Oh my gosh, weddings are so easy in Jamaica. All we require you to be on island 24 hours before getting married. And I'm sure you would do all the paperwork for them in advance so they're not running around for that. So all we ask for them to be on island 24 hours before getting married, once they've provided all the documents which you would have worked with them and the hotel on. No blood tests are required. It's binding. But it's easy. And you can't help with, oh, look at that picture in the background. It's just so beautiful. Romance. It dictates romance.
I would absolutely agree. If we can get on the flight right now, I would definitely plan a trip there. You're absolutely correct. Rob, did you have some final words for us?
And you can't help. Oh, look at that picture in the background. It's just.
Yes, thank you very much. Diane, I just wanted to thank you again for having presented the excellent presentation tonight. As Maurice noted, I think he's excited. I know I'm excited. We would all just love to hop on a plane right now and fly down to Jamaica and spend some time down there. So thank you again for the excellent presentation. To those who joined us, we thank you for joining us tonight. Our next presentation for next tour will be on August the 5th. We ask you please check our event page on our website at travelandrelax.com, or please join us on our Travel and Relax Facebook page, where you'll also get more details on both the August 5th event and future tours after that, as well as other updates regarding Travel and Relax. And again, we want to thank everyone for being here tonight and are excited that you joined us for our first tour. And again, Diane, thank you very much for having presented. We really appreciate it. So thank you.